So today is like Christmas for my father. What are you gonna do today?
Gonna turn green today.
Turning it green. So
final sanding where we had to do a little cover up with primer.
let's see the rockers that we fixed, the door, that whole area. We filled it in and got it way better. And then the rear windows, we got those primed. That whole line up there, fixed it to where it's actually going to be fitting the rear window trim. And so we're going to film us getting the garage ready, knocking the primer down here.
Knocking it down, then we're going to blow it all out, wet the floor, we're going to wipe the car all down, then we're going to seal it all. Probably have to re-wet the floor because it'll dry. Then after we seal, we're going to put color, probably 2-3 coats, we don't know yet, and spin it all around, all the parts, and then we're going to clear it. So it's going to be all day out here, but should be very rewarding.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
We got two GoPro batteries. We got a wall outlet to charge, and we got 120 some gigs. So let's fill up a computer today.
That's right. Here we're doing our final walk around, sand, make sure every little nook and cranny has been touched before we get the garage prepped to start spraying color.
I think we like saying nooks and crannies.
We must.
Because I think we say it in every video.
Every car's full of them.
But you see we got our gloves on.
Yeah.
This was before we blow everything out. We've got a couple images here coming up of us blowing everything out, but this was a long process. We probably wiped every inch of this car down with, basically we've got the Prepsol or the Scat that we've got on the microfiber towels, I think is what we used. We went through probably 10 towels, just pulling any of the little last grease remnants.
We didn't want to use paper
car.
towels because they'll leave some fibers behind, and you don't want any fibers in the paint.
Yeah, last thing you want is some lint fibers from a blue cloth blowing out of some corner it's trapped in. So we went around every little bit. I think Doug does show up maybe during this part of the process, and he runs around and he helps us get all the car cleaned up. And I mean, we wiped this car down forever to get everything cleaned up.
Right. And then we probably going to show here in a second where we started blowing the garage out, blowing the equipment, making sure all the dust.
That took even. I mean, this was the first day of painting. We ended up having 2 days of painting. That I mean, that ended up being, I think, 6 or 7 o'clock by the time we got the second coat of green on this first day, and our GoPro messed up here. That I think we ended up filling the little card on the GoPro. So yeah, this jumped to, I moved the camera up so you could see more of us putting the garage together, and I think you'll see us starting to blow it out here, and then there's a little short clip of us basically getting the garage door set, hanging blankets, getting water on the floor.
Yeah, we're using the big, it's a big leaf blower from Milwaukee. That will really blow the floor and blow the inside out. But then all the little detailed, of course, we're using an air hose and
there you can see.
See, we use it on the car. When you're working just to get stuff out of your way, all the dust, that's what we use. But then when we're getting ready to paint, we also take the regular air hose and with a nozzle with a high pressure tip. And
I feel like that's what you were doing. Is I think you go over to the hood and the trunk deck and you're spraying out with the compressed air,
right?
Really getting in tight. And I mean, we had live footage of all of this with all the audio, and the two of us put our heads together here on this and just thought we don't need to put out 20 hours of footage of us painting the car. But if you are interested in anything or any details of any of this restoration, we have captured it all on film here. So
yeah, we're still blowing the garage out there.
Yeah, that's
inside.
I mean, I've got probably another hour's worth of this footage that nobody really cares about.
Right.
But
there we've got the garage. Down in the right corner of the door, we've got a great big floor fan, and then we've got it filled in. The rest of it, we got the door open, and of course the floor's been wet from just water.
Yeah, there's some pictures here. These are the only photos that we had. There I am walking around putting some water on the floor, and Doug is spraying the white sealer that all went down. And then this jumps to Pops. The GoPro was downloading, so I actually snapped a few pictures here with the iPhone of him throwing the first coat of green down over the whole sealer, white sealer. So these are the only images that we've got of this. I wish we could have seen it, because this would have been really cool to see in a time lapse or a fast forward of all the green going over the white. And I actually don't mind the white if you wanted to do a white stripe.
Yeah.
I don't know what your plans are, black or white. I think you were talking about black, but
yeah, the gun did fantastic. We didn't have one issue with the gun. Of course, we really break it down after we sprayed the white and change the tips to put the right size nozzle tip in the end of the gun. I think it's a 1.1 or for clear. It's got different tips for color.
I think and 1.2 maybe, and then 1.4 for color, 1.8 for.
Yeah, it's 1.8 for primer, but
this is us gun. Running around. This is I think this is the end of coat 2 here.
Yeah.
And then, like Dad mentioned in the beginning, is we didn't know how many coats we would put. The suggestions were no more than 2 coats of clear is what it said for this, and it's like, we are fans of a lot of coats of clear.
And you're spraying the color there, putting another coat on.
Yeah, so
we probably have 3 to 4 coats in some places of color on the car.
Yeah, after the first day, you'll see the video is about to pick up with the live audio. I put a couple segments in here of.
And the day before, after we put 2 coats of color, we went around and made sure there were only a couple that we actually had to denib it, and that's why we went ahead and decided to put the 3rd coat of color over everything.
It's about to jump into live audio here, so we'll let you listen to what's going on with that. So.
Look good, look good, look good. I may try to review this video tonight and see if there's something that I see that is a weak spot, maybe. Maybe the very back edge of that tail might need a little more, but if we do everything again, we'd be jamming. Cool. I'd say enough for today.
Alright, this is back, and it says it's clearly time for clear here, but I can see in that gun that it's green.
Yeah, this is the final coat of green we put on. We mentioned before, or Chris mentioned, that there was a couple spots that looked a little bit weak as far as the green spot on the top and the back.
Yeah, I think the driver's lower fender by the door looked a little bit darker, which most of them looked a little lighter in some areas, but that was one section that I know that this coat of green was the 3rd coat of green, and then
it just made everything all the exact same color.
Yeah, it's a wild thing to see that the whole car looks like one what do you call it, injection molded piece of plastic, just so perfect, and denibbing it allowed for the clear to go on here, so that's still green that I'm spraying there, but you'll see clear comes on and it starts to shine up here pretty good in a minute. But there, the floor looks absolutely terrible. We just kept wetting it, and basically all that dust settles on the floor, and it looks horrible. But Dad and I have been doing cars for our whole lives. Dad's had 100 cars. How many cars have you had, Pops?
I think 100.
100 something. So I mean, he's always been restoring, always keeping up with the times, and we've never had a paint booth that we could actually use, but we make do in our garage. Like we said, we turned the whole garage into a paint booth with the blankets there, keeping any backdraft and pulling from one end of the garage to the other. I think we're gonna jump into a couple photos here. There's a pic of me spraying on the clear. You can see in the gun that's clear now. And then that's a picture just of the, I don't think that's done with clear, but yeah, I'm still spraying clear there.
We did all the inside and the door jambs, and then relatched the doors.
Oh yeah, that was Doug relatching it.
And then you can start spinning it, because if you don't, the door will just swing open, and you don't want that.
So there I am doing the trunk. We did basically the stuff that was
hard to get places.
Hard to reach, and really just super coated all that, so we didn't have to do as many coats. And I think we ended up putting a good 3 coats of clear, even though the suggestion said 2 max. But
which that's the first time in the printout that they gave us at the paint store, which normally they don't do that, but they printed it out for us and said no more than 2 coats.
So we're back to live audio here, so thanks for watching.
This little War of the Worlds tripod is a little insane to deal with. So you're gonna paint the bottom of it?
I'll put the bottom of the truck there.
Oh yeah. It could use another coat. At least use up what's in the gun. The car is about done. It is still super tacky. And by tacky, I mean it's painted sublime green. Yeah, pretty pleased with the results. And we will take a gander after the dust has settled. I know that's all super fast. So that's the state of things. What do you think there, Clark?
I like it.